Hello. Oh, hello. How are we doing today? My hamsters. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving holiday. I did. Hope you did too. Um, we can talk about whatever you guys want. Oh, hello, Kimberly. Good to see you. I'm just gonna play some weird things tonight. If you guys have any recommendations, I am open to them. Hey, did everybody hear that the Frankies are getting divorced? That's funny. I am going to play a little PragerU for us, a recent video from the Not Real You PragerU, the happy creation of Dennis Prager. And this has been around for a while, apparently, and I did not know about it until very recently. Most of his videos are very clipped for YouTube because YouTube banned a lot of his content for hate speech. But guess what? They have their own kids channel called PragerU Kids. And yeah, it can pop up on your kids' YouTube thing, which freaked me out.
Okay, everybody.
Okay,
Hi.
everybody.
Great to be with you. Isn't that funny for me to say great to be with you? In what sense am I with you?
How
Well,
funny
I
is this,
really
man?
am with you, but I'm not physically with you. But I am with you. Anyway, I analyze everything, so forgive me. It's a very strange beginning, but
I'm muted, sorry, because I'm in distortion. Sounds like he's with us. Yeah, I gotta fix this chat. I gotta move this on up. Mm-hmm. I agree. It'll be interesting.
hey, it's the whole thing spontaneous. On behalf of Otto,
It sure
I
is.
welcome you. And Otto welcomes you on behalf of me. What's he doing? Oh, he's
What?
awake. Well, this is a major moment at a fireside chat. It's a special dog. All right, everybody. So what I do each week, and we haven't missed in years now. Wow.
Sorry, guys. I'm just sort of meandering around the internet a lot lately and finding really weird things. And you might disagree with me on some of my takes, but that's fine. You know, I am not, I'm just here to look at all this weird stuff that is being spread far and wide all over the internet lately by crazy people. Basically, that's all I can say at this point. It's my
Offer
summary.
you some thoughts about life or about current events, and then take your questions. So I have an interesting question and an important one. I'm not going to address the whole issue of the American elections being honest, not honestly counted. I just want to
Oh,
address
good.
one interesting moral question that is worth thinking about. Donald Trump has been accused. Hi, everybody. Dennis Prager with Fireside Chat number, let me guess, 313. Oh, I caught her. Ladies and gentlemen, to catch Megan unprepared with an answer is a victory for
316.
humanity.
I'm focusing on Snoopy.
She's focusing on keeping Snoopy in there. We have
I don't
dogs
blame
who
her
do
for
not
focusing on
wish
Snoopy.
to be on camera.
Snoopy's
it's a
cuter
certain
than he is.
humility that we have cultivated in them. They
Yo,
think it's a little
Lisa.
arrogant to.
Check out this dude. He's
You're
crazy.
throwing him food.
Yes.
This is his. This is a holiday wish from Dennis Prager of PragerU.
My house is organized chaos, which is not bad because every house is either organized
I bet
chaos
it's pretty bad.
or unorganized chaos. So all houses have chaos.
No, some don't.
If human beings live there, there is an element of chaos. That is the way it works. So this is Fireside Chat number
316.
316.
Good job,
Wow.
Kimberly.
Well, I probably say
Wow.
wow. I probably said wow since number 11. This is really sad. Anyway, welcome everybody. I'm Dennis Prager. It's a Fireside Chat. And in the United States this week, as I say that because there are so many of you listening in different countries.
Yeah, right. You
really,
wish.
really delighted.
You mean in
by that.
fascist countries?
In the United States,
Don't mind me. This is all just hot ham venting.
we celebrate this week Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. Just the name
I bet you do.
alone has made me fall in love with it since I was a child. This has to be the most universal of American holidays.
Oh, but I bet you cried, Dennis, when you didn't get any presents. Because Thanksgiving, you don't get presents.
If you talk about
But he wants turkey.
inclusive, how could you be more inclusive than giving thanks?
Man,
Thanksgiving, giving thanks.
I don't know what just happened.
Right now in America, since
He
there
is. He's such a grandpa.
desire to undo.
Yeah, you guys, disclaimer. This is not, I repeat, this is not an SNL skit. This is Dennis Prager. He might strike my channel if he figures out the fact that I'm streaming from his website, because YouTube actually censored all of his videos. But I think they have millions of followers. Yeah, real influential, which is interesting.
American and Western civilization on the part of people calling themselves progressives,
People calling
or
themselves
better known as woke.
woke.
It's very sad, and I won't get into that now. But
So
even this
sad.
holiday has been under attack because its origins lie with
Oh my God, I can't. This is going to take forever. It's going to take me like 10 years to get through this video.
the first settlers to America, the Pilgrims.
Oh, the Pilgrims, the first settlers. I'm sorry, folks. In case we weren't aware, the first settlers to America were the Pilgrims.
Having a legendary meal
A
with
legendary
Native
meal.
Americans known as Indians.
No, which are none of the terms that they prefer to be called. So that's cool.
And people on the left are unhappy that it portrays amity between.
Kimberly, it is. Christmas is under attack. His last video is about Thanksgiving being under attack. So, yeah, I'm waiting, Dennis. I can't wait for his Christmas updates. It's so tempting to join, but then I don't want to support a fascist. So
The Europeans who came over
he
and
does,
the indigenous
Lisa.
peoples.
I bet he is so full of turkey right now.
There was supposed to be a hatred.
Do you think he ate like the other dog? He has the other dog. The other dog is named Otto. Hopefully maybe he's not alive. R.I.P. Otto.
Of the indigenous people from the outset, and
Wait.
the idea that
All right.
Native Americans known as Indians and
Native Americans known as Indians.
people
Can't make this
on the
shit up.
left are unhappy that it portrays amity between
Enmity.
the Europeans who came over and the indigenous peoples. Theoretically, there was supposed to be a hatred of the indigenous people from the outset, and the
Exactly,
idea
Kimberly.
that they actually could enjoy one another even for a meal is perhaps anathema to these folks.
Anathema.
So even Thanksgiving has come under attack. But I want to talk to you about giving thanks. I wrote a book on happiness. Wow,
Where's
it's
your
hard to
sad
believe,
dog?
25 years ago. Just a note to all of you who are
You wrote,
much younger
oh
than
yeah,
I.
I heard he wrote a book about like how wives should always submit to their husbands. Or he wrote a paper about it, or like an article. Probably a book. So that's Dennis Prager. Oh man, I'm gonna have to read his books now. Look at this. Look at his bookshelves. I'm looking at The Real Anthony Fauci. These are the only ones I can read. This is so funny. Dennis Prager, Exodus something, and World Religions. I can't. I think the AI made this man. Honestly.
You don't realize how speedily life
Speedily.
goes by. It's not something that when you're young you think about or realize. Although ironically, every young person I know, I mean people in their early 20s, has stated to me, or in
He's
their
the
20s,
biggest
how
bummer.
fast they think this year has gone. Do you feel that? I mean, it's eerie to me how fast
I always feel that way after I eat my dog.
this year has gone. I don't think it's a matter of when you get older, the
Hey,
years go by faster.
LW.
That I acknowledge, but this was even with
His goal, I think he's like Dennis Prager is weird. I can't figure him out yet. I'm still learning about him, but he's apparently he's Jewish. And he started this PragerU, which isn't an actual educational institution of any sort. And it's basically just a far right, but I can't even call it that. It's just an insane fascist non-profit organization. They don't pay taxes, and they have millions of followers on YouTube. But this is from their website, which is uncensored. And apparently they've like sued YouTube for a few years, or they've like challenged YouTube about censoring their videos for hate speech. Yeah, I, 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 I don't even get near. I can't. He's a crazy person. That's all you need to know,
in that
in my
parameter.
opinion.
So the reason I tell you this is
Did this video
the
impact
more
you?
you do,
No.
and the earlier you do it, the more. I mean, this is a cliche. I feel silly even saying this. It's so obvious. The
You
more
feel
you will
silly?
get done. There's a very famous Hebrew saying, "If not now, when?"
Why don't you say that in Hebrew?
It's, it doesn't sound terribly profound, but it is profound. You think
Yeah,
you
LW.
can do it.
You're right. They're my people too. Well, yeah, half my people are those people. And yeah, no.
At any time,
No.
because when you're young, and this is fine, this is not a
Oh, now here we're gonna get into some ageism, I bet. I bet he's gonna be like, when you're young, you don't know anything.
criticism. Death seems really, really remote, as it should. Yeah, 20-year-old should not be thinking, I'm going to die in 70 years.
What? Really? Okay.
Or maybe 80, given the length of years as
It's that book.
increasing.
Oh,
but
I see some
it's worthy of note.
Hebrew up
I
there.
am
See that? See that Hebrew up there? What's that? Mm-mm-mm. He's got all the
very
like
lucky, and
highest
I
quality
really mean it. I think
cameras.
I'm lucky. I don't
You think you're lucky? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say you're lucky,
take
Dennis.
much credit for it. That at a very early age, I knew time was limited. So get as much done. And
LW, he wouldn't survive like 5 minutes in New York.
I was not a workaholic. I'm still not a workaholic,
Grandpa.
believe it or not.
Believe it or
And
not, I believe it.
I just knew at a
He
very
can't, he can't, he can barely, the only thing he can do is have these weird fireside chats. That's what he calls them, fireside chats. And this is number 316. Ask your family this question at Thanksgiving. This was November 22nd, 2023. 150,000 people viewed it on his weird website alone. The YouTube censored version, I'm sure, has like thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of millions, maybe. Thanksgiving is the most universal of American holidays. What? Yeah, within America, it's the most universal of American holidays. What? How could you be more inclusive than giving thanks? But no, but most people I know don't celebrate Thanksgiving because they or their parents are from other countries, so they didn't grow up with that holiday. Dennis reflects on this meaningful holiday, why it's been under attack in recent years, and reminds us how important gratitude is. After all, you can't be good and you can't be happy if you're not grateful.
very early age, though, that I should start now, learning now, writing
He's
now.
going to start
I
now?
wrote my first book at 25. It's still in print. It's an introduction to
Oh, he started it.
Judaism. Called The
Wait,
Nine.
wait, his first book at 25 was I'm sorry, I'm going to stop interrupting. Let's let Dennis prattle on. So at 25, Dennis Prager wrote Introduction to Judaism. wait. Wait a minute. No. Did he mean he read it?
9 questions people ask about Judaism. I wrote another book, by the way. My first 2 books were Jewish in nature. And the second one is really relevant to today. Why the Jews? The reason for anti-Semitism. If you want to understand what is happening.
Oh no, you guys, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I have not watched this yet. So trigger warning. I don't know what Dennis is going to say. He's wild.
In the world today, read the book, Why the Jews? It'll explain just about everything. Nothing has changed. So anyway, I wrote the book on happiness 25 years ago. That's a fun story. Did I ever tell the story about my
LW,
happiness book, how it happened?
That's the whole thing. He's Jewish. He's Jewish. He's a Jewish fascist.
I don't think so.
Oh, you will love this.
It's wild.
This is a mind blower. Let's see, I was about, oh God, I know how old I was in my early 30s.
Okay, Grandpa.
And a rabbi at UCLA,
I thought he was going to say that. And I was a rabbi. That was
the
back.
Chabad rabbi.
UCLA.
I was in my early 30s.
All right.
And a rabbi at UCLA, the Chabad rabbi. Chabad is this
UCLA
great Jewish movement with branches all over the world and on campuses.
Oh, okay.
So the Chabad rabbi, may he rest in peace, he was known as Schwartzy, Rabbi Shlomo Schwartz. And he calls me up. Says, Dennis, I'd like you to...
No. Oh my God. I'm going to get canceled from YouTube because of Dennis. No wonder they banned half this. Well, think we're meeting one. I'll tell you. But yeah, I do know of them.
Speak to Jewish students here at UCLA. I said,
And this is real. Like, this man is real. I think this man, while he hires a lot of grifters, also Betsy DeVos did there's one of their me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Betsy DeVos joins Dennis from the White House. Yeah. This is boring, but if you want to look that up, it's true.
that's great, Rabbi. I assume you'd like me to talk on Judaism. His answer was, no, nobody will show up.
Nobody will show up Shlomo more than this Shlomo. This Shlomo will show up other Shlomo.
This is an amazing story. This is a long time
Should have
ago.
been a comedian,
and so
Dennis.
I said to the rabbi, I said, well, then what would you like me to speak on?
I hate this computer.
Hi, everybody. Dennis
Oh,
Player with
man,
Fireside
now we
Chat
gotta...
number. Let me
Where
guess.
were we? Like,
Mind blower. I was great Jewish movement, and with
it was a great...
forget that. So I said,
Sorry, I just went into just... Oh, this video did not impact me. Leave me alone. Oh, look, there's the kids section. So much to go into.
this is an amazing story. This is a long time ago. And so I said to the rabbi, I said, then what would you
to the
like
rabbi,
me to speak on? This is by phone. And he goes,
oh, it's by
something
phone.
light. I go, like what? What's a light subject? He goes,
Fascism.
oh, no, I don't know, like happiness. And I'll never forget. Obviously, I haven't forgotten. I said to him, Rabbi, happiness is not a light subject. Happiness is a serious problem. And then he said,
clearly, Dennis.
2 magic words. Great title. Or great subject.
God, the audio is fascist. They keep maxing the audio like it doesn't remember.
And that was the speech I gave. Happiness is a serious problem because of his reaction to my reaction to what he had said.
Oh, wow.
And that became the name of my book.
Great story.
And all because of that dialogue. When he
wow,
said,
Dennis. Good for you.
Great subject. And
honestly, LW.
A great subject indeed. And of course, the essence.
This will be Chad Daybell in prison in like 30 years.
Or an essence of my approach to happiness. One of them is we have a moral obligation to act happy even if we don't
Look at this, strengthen your gratitude muscles.
feel it. This changes a lot of lives.
Does he have any timestamps?
It changes the lives of half the people who read the book.
It changes the lives of half the people.
I know it from feedback. And I know it from my radio show and my happiness hour. And
happiness hour.
The other major, well, there are many major points, but really, perhaps the most important.
Perhaps the most important point.
You can't be happy if you're not a grateful person. In fact, you can't be a good person.
Dennis. Wow.
If you're not a grateful person.
Those dogs, Lisa, those dogs are out of there. Those dogs, Otto and Snoopy, they're like, Big Daddy Dennis isn't, he's gone into distortion again. He's talking about his gratitude muscles. Let's get away.
Gratitude is so important. It is the mother of both goodness.
You mean the father?
And happiness. appropriate thing to remember with the holiday of giving thanks or Thanksgiving.
Otherwise known as Thanksgiving, from the Native Americans, otherwise known as Indians.
You can't be good and you can't be happy if you're not grateful.
I get it.
I would
Thank
summarize
you.
the crisis of America at this time, and maybe other countries, but I will speak about my own. One
He
basic
knows about America
root
too.
of the
He
chaos
knows about happiness in
of our
America.
time, and we are living in chaotic times,
No
is
shit.
that
Because of people like you, psychopath. He's so, like, go, please, like, go listen to your dogs. I would rather listen to them talk. Like, stop talking.
generations since World War II really
Yeah, you would
were
know.
not raised to be grateful.
You were
In
probably in
particular, they
World
were not
War
raised to be
II.
grateful to be American.
No, it wasn't.
Now, by the way, I
Clearly.
think you should be raised to be grateful in many countries. I don't believe it's
Wonder what his kids think about him.
only in America that you could be grateful. So I'm not saying this only with regard to Americans, but especially Americans, the most affluent and the most free country perhaps ever developed, and generations of
OLW, don't worry. He's married, I think. Real happily married.
Americans were raised to be ingrates, literally not grateful
Ingrates.
for being an American. And again, I emphasize there are many countries you could be grateful for being born into that country and not elsewhere. But I could
Excuse
speak
me?
for this country. You were really lucky. That is why so many tens upon tens, if not hundreds of millions of people have wanted to move to the
Yeah, that's why we don't want to make it a worse country, asshole.
United States.
Sorry.
They knew where they could have opportunity. And
Yeah,
this
and you want to take that away.
ungrateful generation has become bitter and unhappy because every ungrateful person is an ingrate. Every ingrate is
Clearly.
unhappy, and every ingrate is a bad person. You can't be good and an ingrate. That's just the way it works.
What? Anybody who would say that is insane. Yeah, Lisa. She's probably like Chris Chan's mother, like just staring, like with her eyes like all bulging, like, yes, Dennis, you are right. All ingrates are by default bad people. Yes, I would love to strengthen my gratitude muscles.
Anyone you know who is personally kind and decent is a grateful human being. And gratitude
Okay, so you're not one.
rarely has anything to do with the actual circumstances of people's lives. There are people who are grateful who have a lot less than a lot of people who have a lot more and are not grateful. So
He said that like, yeah, we know, Dennis. We
there's a
know.
holiday where all you do is give thanks.
Yeah, I heard he went to Brooklyn College. Interesting.
Thanksgiving. And I would suggest to all of you,
Like, how did he turn out this way? He's like an anomaly. I don't know what happened, Dennis. You know, what happened? This is just strange.
avoid politics at the table, because the odds that everybody at your Thanksgiving table will agree,
Including your dogs,
are small, and you want it to be a pleasant meal. Now, if you can differ,
don't worry, LW. Jody will be back. There's so much more of her talking on many different platforms. I just needed a little break from I just need to go into other people's distortions because there's a lot of distortion going on.
without anger, then go at it. That's fine.
Go at it.
But if you do or don't raise political issues, raise the issue of gratitude. There are parents I
That's not an issue.
know who have their children on a daily basis, some on a weekly basis, say at their dinner table what they're grateful for that day or that week.
Okay, good job. So you would do really well in kindergarten, Dennis.
What a great habit. I will say,
Yeah.
if I use me because I know me better than I know anybody
Dude,
else.
Kimberly, can you imagine like sitting at a Thanksgiving dinner table and having to listen to Grandpa Denny and just being like, God, well, maybe at least he could eat a lot because he would just be talking the whole time. I don't know. Maybe it's the
I
best time.
I go
But then I would get like traumatized about it. And whenever I'd eat like Thanksgiving food, I'd be like, oh, old grandpa.
around every day and I must think about it 10 times a day, how lucky I am.
Wow, 10 times.
That's all I keep thinking, how lucky I am.
It's good of you. You're a good
And
person,
I am.
clearly.
Now, I've worked hard and all of that is true and so on, but doesn't matter.
He's worked hard for all those weird books and invisible dogs.
Even if you've led a fully honorable life, you still need some luck to have your health. I mean, just that alone. That
Oh, you mean the luck of... I can't do that in Irish accent. The luck of the Irish. I did a Jamaican accent
has a lot
instead.
to do with luck. Now, there are
Oh,
things
you
you
mean
can
the
do to
luck of the
maximize your
Irish,
health. I
man?
try to do them all, but so what? How many people jogged and ate a very healthy diet and then get a heart attack? It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
There are no guarantees in life.
Everybody
What do they say?
dies,
There are two
Dennis.
guarantees. Death
Welcome
and
to
taxes.
life. Sorry.
That's true.
Oh, that's his little editor, secretary lady. Oh, he has like a million shows. There's like the podcast. Yeah. Oh, God. There's so much content. Real Talk with Marissa.
Have you ever heard that, by the way? It is interesting. I wonder if
What?
that's
Heard
a
what?
lot of
I'm sure
people.
we have.
Or things you could do to maximize your health. I try to do them all, but so what? How many people jogged and ate a very healthy diet and then get a heart attack? It's a lot of people.
Ain't none of us getting out of here alive.
What do they say? There are two guarantees: death and
See that?
taxes.
This, like, his bullet points are changing. Am I losing my mind?
That's true. Have you ever heard that, by the way?
Oh,
It is
he's just
interesting.
moving through them.
I wonder if that's translated down the
I'm not, there's no way I'm not getting to the political. We're already fully in distortion, but I don't want to hear about
generations.
Israel.
But not.
Yeah, not common. Yeah, exactly. But
Grandpa's
it's
gonna
a
be
great
quiet
line. Death and taxes.
at that point.
The only
Yeah.
inevitabilities in life.
Yeah, if only you fucking paid taxes, asshole. That's right. PragerU is a non-profit. And by default, a non-profit should not involve politics.
So practicing
Oh, howdy there,
the
Midnight
development
Radio.
of your gratitude muscles is fantastic.
Gerald Schmidman's in the house. Strengthen your gratitude muscles.
If you don't think you're a lucky person, now, by the way, there are people who are not. If you're like Job, the biblical figure of Job, who just suffered horribly.
I wish you were.
The irony is, though, I knew people, they're gone now because it happened relatively while ago. I know people who went through the Holocaust who literally
I bet you did. I bet you do. You're that old.
lost all or virtually
Well, then why are you acting? What? I am.
every member of their family murdered. And they went through life thinking, well, the irony is, I guess they had a right to think they're lucky and
You are the irony, Dennis. You are the
that
irony.
they survived. On the other hand, are you lucky if you lose your children, you lose your spouse, you lose your parents, you lose your siblings, you lose your friends?
This man is like a third
I
grader.
would say that the great majority of you watching or listening have have good reasons to think you're lucky.
So excited. Thank you, Dennis.
And by the way, everybody has a measure of bad luck too. You can't go through life with just good luck.
Yeah, Midnight Radio. Betsy DeVos wanted PragerU, was in full support of PragerU becoming an actual educational institution.
I haven't had only easy things in my life.
No shit, Dennis. Let's hear about it. Oh, I can't wait to hear about 2 autos. I haven't even gotten into the kids' content.
But
Forget
the
it.
sum total, I have always...
Oh man, you fascists!
Hi everybody, Dennis Prager with
Didn't
Fireside
see
Chat
the
number. Let
put
me
the
guess,
volume
313.
right back.
Give thanks.
See where
God
we're
has the
are we at? Gratitude
G,
muscles.
whatever their politics.
Uh-oh, he's rubbing his
It
knees.
may not be coincidental.
Do we see this yet?
I never thought of it till I said it just now.
Oh,
Which was a big part of Thanksgiving originally. Thank you.
oh no.
You can't go through life with just good luck. I haven't had only easy things in my life. But the sum total, I have...
The other really insane thing about Dennis Prager is that he just like posts these fireside chats all the time, I think every week, and they're unedited. There's like no
always walked around
editing.
grateful.
This is just
I think religious people have an advantage because a good chunk of elevated religion, certainly in the Judeo-Christian world, is gratitude. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
no shit.
Which was a big part of Thanksgiving originally. Thank you, God. Maybe the decline...
Thank you, Native Americans, for this bullshit. It's just this fiction.
of God and
sorry.
the decline of gratitude, it may not be coincidental. I never thought of it till I said
Look
it
at his
just
little
now.
smirk. He's like, I'm so smart.
I wonder if that's another awful consequence of the secularization of society.
What?
That it's become less grateful. So happy
I'm grateful if Dennis Prager isn't in my life.
Thanksgiving, and talk about what you're grateful for at the table.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Should unite everybody.
That should unite.
Whatever their theology, whatever their politics.
Unless you're not a fascist.
That's one subject that is good for everybody to talk about. Apropos of Thanksgiving, let me tell you.
Oh, shit.
Otto's Tales.
That was a... Oh, no. Oh, no. What do you think Otto's Tales are? We're going to have to watch that after
for
this.
Kids that we put out. We have 2 Thanksgiving books.
Midnight Radio.
What is it we have here?
Oh, Kimberly, we'll watch the Columbus video after this, the kids one.
Let's visit Plymouth Rock, and today is Thanksgiving. You can get them at PragerU.com.
Oh, this is about
PragerUkids.com.
Yes,
the
you can
worst
get them at
website that should be banned.
PragerUkids.com. Your kids will love them.
Fascism for kids. No. Nope. Not doing that.
And now
Browse all kids. I'm not doing Israel. There's... Look. Get a load of PragerU kids. What do we think? Richard Nixon. Understanding health insurance. This is for kids. This is for kids. Oh my God. Should we do... Let's do K through second. The off-screen lady is like his Megan. She's like his assistant or something. Oh, Otto Stales. Oh, this craft lady. Native American powwow drum. What? Oh. Let's visit a California mission. This is the weirdest. Patriotic paper flute. Oh no. Let's visit Arlington National Cemetery. No. Okay, maybe Columbus is for grades 3. Okay. Columbus. Ulysses S. Grant? Really? Queen Elizabeth I, the unifying queen of England. What? Wild West cardboard hat. I'm freaking out. Pope John Paul II, the Pope who stood against communism. I don't know where to start. Oh, Martin Van Buren? What? No. There's a Columbus one. Maybe it's old. There we go. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Hey, kids.
What's up with the face? You look stressed.
What's up with your face?
I'm just doing some research. Was today weird for you? Yeah, how'd you guess? Columbus Day. Or Native American Day, or Indigenous Peoples Day.
What? It's not. This came out October 7th, 2022.
It's weird, right? Yeah, some of the
Why are you advertising this to children?
teachers at my school really don't like Christopher Columbus and don't think he should have a holiday, but
Who cares?
some do. It's the same with my teachers, and even some kids got into arguments about it today. You finding any good info? Kinda, but it's real mixed.
Yeah, you all are gonna get really mad. Lisa Hadham Jr. is staying with her grandparents tonight. That's why I can listen to this. I don't allow this shit in my house like, when she's here.
Side against Columbus says he was a really mean
Look at that free thinker bumper sticker on the laptop. And that's probably Otto, the dog.
guy who spread slavery, disease,
Ugh.
and violence to people who would have been better off if he'd never gone to the New World.
Yeah.
Ouch. I know, but the
Ouch is right.
side for him says he was a really courageous guy who loved exploring, inspired generations, and spread Christianity and Western civilization to people who really benefited from new ways of thinking and doing things.
How? How did they benefit from new ways of thinking and doing things? Is it by living on reservations? Yeah, they really benefited, right? I'm going into Distortion.
That sounds really good. I know. What do you think? Which side is right? I don't know. It seems really
I don't know.
complicated. Both sides
Oh,
are just giving their opinions. It would be
oh.
cool to hear from, the
Dennis
source.
Prager.
Huh? You want us to go talk to Christopher Columbus, don't you?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
Don't worry. Travel through time. Person.
I hope he's not mean.
This is probably how Dennis Prager
Don't be
sees
alarmed,
the world.
sir.
Don't worry about it. I'm
No! Don't worry about it.
wrapping up the wildest journey maybe that anyone's ever taken. Nothing phases me. What, you from the future?
How'd you guess?
Either that or Indians? I've kinda had a hard time telling who's what lately.
I'm Layla. He's my brother
Ooh.
Leo, and we need to learn about you.
We live 500 years from now, and there's a holiday for you, but it's really controversial and we're confused.
This is insane.
Nice! I have a holiday? Well, caramba! I should! I've worked so hard to get to this point, and what I just accomplished was insane!
Will you tell us about your journey?
Allow me to give you a little biographical information so it all makes sense.
Okay.
I
Please,
was raised in
please.
the port town of Genoa along the Mediterranean Sea. My papa was a wool weaver.
My papa.
And most boys just did whatever their dads did. But I was different. Every day I would look out at the sea and wonder what was out there beyond just what I could see.
I see what you did there. So you were curious?
See. And so as a
See.
teenager and a young man, I did everything I could to cure my curious nature.
Okay,
I
Peter
volunteered
Pan.
for all kinds of crazy sea adventures, and I took my first one at 14.
My
Whoa.
first
Yeah.
one.
And soon sailed the
And
ice
soon I had caused numerous genocides all over the world.
Iceland, Ireland, and Africa. I taught myself to read, learned many languages,
Taught
and read
himself to
everything I
read?
could about geography, astronomy, and exploration, including my favorite book, The Travels of Marco Polo.
Good for you, Columbus. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna watch more Fireside Chat with Dennis Weirdo. We want media outrage over D-trans. I want something like that everybody would enjoy. Yeah, that's right, Kimberly. Who's just curious? Teachers admit they want to keep parents in the dark? What? LW, I don't know. I don't want to know what they're saying. 2 ways to react when evil is done by a quote unquote religious person. Someone's mad at someone. California hurricane. Have we learned nothing? Oh man. Oh, we can only see the last 3. That's terrible. I'm gonna have to join. Media outrage over D-trans.
Hello there, everybody. Dennis Prager here with Fireside Chat number 300.
After our takeover on X. Oh, they have a new... Oh. PragerU. Wow. Wow. Didn't know that. PragerU has a new short documentary called D-Trans, The Dangers of Gender Affirming Care. So it's about detransitioners, which is BS. Not BS, like there are people who've detransitioned, but oh look, the dog, one of the dogs, Snoopy's alive.
313.
I think Otto might be dead.
14.
14. This is Snoopy, the late
Yes, we know.
Otto's
Oh,
beloved brother.
okay, I'm sorry, Otto. R.I.P.
Not blood brother.
Vicky, did you? See, I'm just learning about Dennis. I just found him this month and I am gobsmacked. I am flabbergasted.
Okay. Big deal.
What happened to Otto? You tell us, Dennis. Where's Otto? Justice for Otto.
You're a good guy. You're a good boy. Okie doke, everybody. So this is my weekly opportunity, and I mean weekly.
Oh, he's got notes.
I have been
Didn't have notes last time.
on with you 314 weeks in a row, except for one, and it wasn't my doing. I
Except
had COVID,
for one.
and we just
Yeah, that's right. Midnight Radio, you should do these. I think I'm going to have to fireside chat after every. I feel like people need to be aware of PragerU because, like, know your enemy. Yeah, Vicky, me too. We're all welcome here, but we're all, if you don't think this man, Dennis Prager, is really weird and scary, what can I say?
Didn't think we could.
Oh, Midnight Radio, I missed your show last night. I have to re-listen. I had like the longest day of my life and then drove as usual, It's just a fun Friday.
Legally have people come and shoot the video while I had COVID, even though I was totally okay with doing so. But what about...
God, how many times have you had COVID, Dennis? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I had COVID twice, Megan. How did that happen? How did we do it the first time?
No, it was multiple. It was more than that.
The days worked out. Just that worked out.
Not that there's
perfectly.
anything wrong with that.
Almost worked out.
And by the way, just for the record, they would have been happy to come, but I could only imagine the headlines.
The headlines.
Dennis Prager has COVID, insists PragerU staff come to his home to video his fireside chat.
To video his ivermectin.
I could just see that.
By the second time, they had shortened the quarantine.
By the second time, they shortened the quarantine, but apparently I had it right before. Otherwise, they would have come. It was within.
Oh, they would have come for you? Really? Ooh, I don't even, you know what? I don't even care, Dennis. Let's talk about how Dennis is running a nonprofit. PragerU, the nonprofit. Nonprofits. Rules about politics. Come on, AI. 501c3 nonprofits are prohibited from endorsing or opposing political parties or candidates, making campaign contributions, participating in political campaigns. Betsy DeVos is in his documentary. Publishing or distributing statements in support of or opposition to political candidates, lobbying as a primary activity. This is... No. Come on, guys. Come on, everybody. Wake up.
In the quarantine period, obviously.
Hey, Candace.
Oh, the first? Yeah, okay.
Good to see you, lady.
Anyway, my only point is I haven't missed a week in 313 weeks except for that one.
It's horrifying.
So it's great to be with you. This is my chance to share thoughts I have.
313 weeks. That's like... It's 52 weeks in a year. Wow. That's like 6 years.
With you.
Over 6 years? Really?
It's a very interesting issue.
I wish Snoopy the dog would talk.
Can I fully wrap my head around the fact that people around the world are watching this? And it's a great example of...
He can't wrap his mind around the fact that people around the world are listening to him. Yeah, I can't either.
Where you can know something intellectually, but still not fully grasp it. It's very much, I'll tell you, I mean, this will sound dark, but
Yeah.
it's not dark. Young people know,
Everything you
every
say
young
is
person
dark.
knows they'll die one day. But they
Wait, didn't he just talk about this? He's always talking about like young people thinking about dying. Or how young people never think about how they're dying.
don't
I don't know.
really grasp it.
Yeah, they do, actually. A lot of young people almost die and grasp a near-death experience. Like, he's so
And
stupid.
that's the way we're built, and that's fine. It's not here or there. So the fact that one knows something is not the same as fully grasping it.
No shit. He's like, boom.
I could think of so many examples. This is the way my brain works.
Oh, wow. Your brain is just so crazy. It's just so unique. You just think so. You do think a lot of weird things.
That's why I go off on tangents so often. Like, there are women. This is a fascinating
Oh,
subject.
good. Women.
Women and their self-perception of their looks. There are many attractive women.
Of course, it's about
who know.
oh my
that
God.
People.
I hate his website. It keeps like doing this thing where I accidentally click on a tab. Of course, if he's going to talk about women, it's going to be about the way they think about their looks.
Believe they're attractive, but they don't. They have not grasped it. It's not an uncommon thing in life. Anyway, hello to you wherever you are in the world. So,
Hello.
PragerU has put out...
You mean you?
a documentary that we made.
The amount of money that he has put into this nonprofit. Oh my God.
And by the way, I just, for the record, and I'm saying this with a sense of great pride in the people who work at PragerU, I had nothing to do with that documentary.
Stop it. That's literally, your name is literally Dennis Prager. I don't need to, do I need to?
Nothing. The first time I saw it was when it was already done and up on the internet.
Well, I don't know. It wasn't
And
my
by the
fault.
way, I have to admit, given the sensitivity of the subject, I was wondering, oh God, I didn't see any of this. It didn't work out. It worked out.
Uh-oh, that's pretty woke of you.
Great. It is. I am proud to have the name PragerU on that
That didn't sound like it for a minute there, Dennis.
video. So those of you at PragerU who did
Those
that,
of you at
congratulations.
PragerU.
It is.
Congratulations.
You know why I like it? It's not emotional.
Sorry.
It's sophisticated. It's understated.
Well, we're gonna have to watch that.
I love making points in an understated way. It doesn't yell at anybody. It is not angry at anybody.
No, it's just fascist. It's just quietly fascist.
And it just presents something that people need to understand. Not everyone who has quote unquote transitioned is happy about it.
Yeah, no shit, Dennis. Thank you. Thank you for being the voice of these people. So that's why you're doing this?
So, of course, there's been blowback from the left who feels that...
What?
Who feel that we should never have made this.
Yeah, Vicky, I'm sorry. Like, I know this is so cringe. I know nobody wants to watch this, but like, I am a proponent of know your enemy. Like, come on. Like, this, no matter what your political beliefs are, whatever your party is, whatever, whoever you vote for, I don't care. I'm just saying, people need to hear the full extent of what people like this, who are investing millions of dollars in our very capitalistic society, and they get to just, they have millions of followers on YouTube from the right wing. Like, we aren't seeing it because we would never get recommended to see a video like that. But whoa, when I found this shit.
It's so interesting in and of itself. Really? No one...
Yeah, good thing this man isn't in the toga party.
Considering life-altering drugs and
life-altering
surgeries should be aware of...
What life-altering drugs are you on, Dennis? I would like to be aware of what life-altering drugs you and your family are on, because that's my business.
Another side to the issue, there should not be fully informed consent. As far as the left is concerned, I mean the whole left.
The whole left.
I don't know of one exception. There are exceptions among liberals, but I always make a left-liberal distinction.
Oh, well, that's very impressive. At least you know one thing.
No young person should see anyone who has any ambivalence about having gone through hormone blockers or surgeries or surgeries.
I know plenty of people who have. You know what? It's none of my business. Why are you making documentaries about that? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Ugh.
That speaks very poorly for their advocacy of all these hormone blockers and surgeries. We don't want you to hear from people who have undergone this and have regrets. You should never be exposed to any person who has done this and regrets it. I mean, that's typical of the left. Always, I mean, there's no exception. Wherever the left is involved, dissent is censored. There is no exception. The moment there is an exception, you no longer have a leftist, you have a liberal or a conservative. Liberals and conservatives allow dissent. Leftists have never allowed it in any institution that they have ever gained power, in which they have gained power.
Whoa, wait a minute.
It's really remarkable.
Say what? Gotta hear that again.
Always, I mean, there's no exception. Wherever the left is involved, dissent is censored. There is no
What?
exception.
No, dissent isn't censored. Just like being hateful.
The moment there is an exception,
What?
you no longer have a leftist, you have a liberal or a conservative. Liberals and conservatives allow dissent. Leftists have never allowed it in any institution that they have ever
Maybe you should read a
gained
book,
power,
Dennis,
in which they have gained power.
that isn't in your dumbass library.
So it's really...
Look, clearly he doesn't read his books. He's got his little painting, weird painting of Otto. May he rest in peace. Sorry, Snoopy. Hope you're okay.
really remarkable. It's like, let's say, here's another example, which I know I very rarely reference because it's so emotionally driven on both sides that I just generally don't use it as a reference, but it's fair to use it.
Okay, what do we think this is going to be?
Whatever your position, pro-choice or pro-life.
Don't forget, they're not political, folks. That's why they're a nonprofit. They never get involved in politics.
Why wouldn't you want a woman, a pregnant woman, to be allowed to hear both sides? Or at least to be aware of what she is embarking on if she goes to have an abortion. It would seem to me...
You don't think people can figure that out for themselves, maybe? When it's what they are dealing with? I just wish there could be like a fucking Freaky Friday one day where all these fathead bastards could turn into literal biological females for like 1 month. I would love for that to be a thing. If I could have one wish.
That the intellectually honest and moral approach is be informed about what you're doing. And that's it. In fact, I believe that the pro...
Oh, that's it. Oh, well, you know what? Thank you, Dennis. Now it's so much easier.
Should not be working to make it illegal, or at least not before let's say the third or the viable era of a fetus.
The viable era. These fucking idiots. Talking about women's bodies and like babies, and, like, viable eras. What the fuck?
This is life. I think tactically and even morally, the push should be
tactically. Talking about like military operations.
informed consent.
Oh, he said the word consent. So this is why Dennis Prager is just a real
Dear woman, please know
confusing
what it is you are doing.
Dear woman, please know what it is that you do. Dennis, don't worry. You don't have to inform their consent. Because guess what? They have brains that are probably like, maybe they look like they're the same size as your brain, but they're actually full of way more intelligence than your brain, Dennis. So thank you for your concern. But it's okay.
I think that's the most moral and intellectually honest approach. So let me read
So
to you
awkward.
some of the attacks on this very decent and important documentary, 21 minutes.
Oh, that's my favorite. If I hear about a new documentary that's decent, oof.
From PragerU.
Can't wait.
So here's typical Daily Kos, which is a left-wing.
Oh, no. No, guys. He's picking up his notes. He's got his weird Word document printed out, freshly printed in his little weird pig hands.
Website.
That's from a leftist website.
Someone killed if they haven't already, and X/Twitter has joined them. So this is part of the indecency of the left on this whole issue. If you differ with us, you're causing people to commit suicide.
You asshole. No, it's not if you differ with them. It's being hateful and fascist is causing people.
That is their line. That is their line to parents. Parents who have the healthy reaction to their, let's say, 10-year-old a daughter who says, I'm a boy, and say, our dear daughter, you are not a boy.
On the next episode of Seinfeld, our dear daughter, you're not a boy.
God made you a girl. You don't want to use God. Nature made you a girl. You can't, in fact, become a boy. You could.
No, actually, you can, though. What is a boy? A boy is a concept. Why do you care about, like, someone's biological sex? When you're talking about a boy or a girl, you're talking about what... Oh, my God, these people
become
are just...
someone who looks like a boy, and
stupid.
it was a boy's name.
Stupid people.
But you can't become a boy. It is not possible. And
really? Not true.
And there must be issues that are welling up in you that have led you to believe this. But if you say that, vast numbers of therapists, psychiatrists, psychologists,
like Jody Hildebrandt,
and even other physicians.
Other physicians. Yeah.
Physicians
Mm-hmm.
Will say to the parent, "Hey, do you want a dead daughter?"
I'm sorry. I can't. It's so crazy. Poor dog. Poor Snoopy is like passed out. He probably has earplugs in.
or a live male or a live son.
Okay, we got to hear that again.
Since psychiatrists are physicians, will say to the parent, hey, do you want
The finger.
a dead
Do
daughter
you want?
or a live male or a live son? And
Wow.
what parent is going to say, okay, I
Wow. His face.
want a dead daughter? This is, what is the word?
Yeah, I bet LW. I bet Dennis is. It would be really funny if he was intersex.
You
None of my business though.
threaten someone with something quite like that.
Emotional blackmail?
It's blackmail.
Ooh. Little helper back there. Emotional blackmail? Yes, it's blackmail.
Oh, that's right. It's emotional blackmail. That's exactly right.
That's exactly
By the
right.
way, just for the record, to the best of our knowledge, there are a fair number of people who did transition who commit suicide.
This shit is so long. Like it's 30 minutes at least every week.
The suicide may not be related or may be related to transitioning or not transitioning. But the idea that we...
What? Yeah. Exactly. Which would mean it's probably pretty likely that suicide rate is maybe due to hate and bullying.
We can't have people speak their truth, to use an Oprah Winfrey term, saying, I went through this and I regret that
He
I
looks
went
like a little turtle. He makes little turtle faces. He's like, look, I mentioned Oprah Winfrey.
through this. Because anybody listening or someone listening might be persuaded, I don't want to do this, and then kill themselves. That's their argument. So it's
Oh my
just
God.
immediate shut up or you'll kill somebody.
Well, you killed one of your dogs, probably. Allegedly. In my head.
Okay. Maybe you'll kill somebody. Maybe some people who transition
The
will
dog
die.
couldn't
And
take
they
it
do.
anymore and died.
It is, but it doesn't matter. Truth is not a left-wing value. It is one of the most important things you need to understand. It is a conservative value and it is a liberal value. It's not a left-wing value. I'll give you...
What? Did he just say truth is not a leftist value, but it is a conservative and liberal value? What?
People who transition will die.
It's
And they do.
literally the... What?
But
I
it doesn't
hate
matter.
politics.
Truth is not a left-wing value. It is one of the most important things you need to understand. It is a conservative value and it is a liberal value. It's not a left-wing value. I'll give you an example in the Daily Kosar.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's a Nazi. Pretty much.
Article. It isn't even a trans person who wrote the article.
It's a Jewish
I am a
Nazi.
trans woman who was raised male due to being
He
born
hates
with
socialists.
an intersex condition. Intersex is not trans. That's a completely separate issue. That's why it's called ambivalent genitalia. Ambiguous.
Yeah.
Yeah, the genitals are not.
Excuse me. Ooh, just went into distortion. I just need to go back there. Ambiguous.
Due to being born with an intersex condition. Intersex is not trans.
Yeah, intersex is not trans. It's just proof that gender is a construct of our society. And why are you so like butthurt about it? Like, get over it. It's not claiming to be science. Okay? It's none of your business, but anybody's biology is or what their surgeries are or anything. Just respect what people identify. It's not that difficult.
That's a completely separate issue. That's what it's called ambivalent
Ambivalent.
genitalia.
Ambivalent. I'm renaming this video to ambivalent genitalia. I mean, my genitalia are ambivalent to it, that's for sure.
Ambiguous, sorry. Yeah, the genitals are not ambivalent. That's right.
Speak for yourself.
Ambiguous genitalia, which is extremely
For a minute, he was like, what? What does that mean? What does it mean again?
rare condition, and
So it's an extremely rare condition to have ambiguous genitalia?
is not a trend.
I heard something about that there's more gingers in the world than there are... Or no, I'm sorry, there's more intersex people than there are gingers in the world.
Trans issue. This is not someone who was X and then raised Y. This was someone who was not raised according, I believe, according, in this case, I don't know this person, but probably not.
This isn't a person. He's just making it over. I'm ambivalent about your ambiguous person, Dennis.
Not raised. The person says trans woman. So it was probably a female, but raised as a male, even though she...
Dude, I don't know if people believe him. Like, let me look at it. YouTube, hang on. It's wild because I think... PragerU. PragerU. Nope. Pause. 3.19 million subscribers. 3,000 videos. PragerU creates educational content promoting American values. 3.19 million subscribers on
was
YouTube.
a female to begin with, chromosomally, but they apparently...
Oh shit, chromosomally. Oh, they have
He didn't
captions.
test or whatever. Anyway, using this as an example is just dishonest. But that's the least of the problem. I woke up this morning to find that PragerU was not only trending, but being pushed by X Twitter. Not only that, it is doing so by pushing anti-trans PragerU misinformation.
Yeah,
What is the
LW.
misinformation?
Like what? Am I crazy? There just seems to be a I don't see content like this going that viral. I don't know. There's just a certain bunch of people that seem to make a lot of money on social media.
This is a left-wing
Hey,
new tactic.
don't ask me.
Well, it's not new. Lenin and the communists did it in the Soviet Union, and it's been consistent with all leftists at universities and the media.
See, he hates communists. What if... Oh my God. I wonder if they might copyright strike me,
Media,
but I don't care.
in the advocacy sites.
I have
The
500
notion
followers.
that if you differ from us, it's misinformation. It's not a different view. It's misinformation.
Yeah, because it is misinformation because you're stupid.
So that if you were against lockdowns and said it's going to hurt children to close schools, you were called out for being a purveyor of misinformation.
Look at the dog's face.
That was consistent. Or as the Prime Minister of New Zealand said during the lockdowns in New Zealand, if you don't hear it from the government, it is not true. It's misinformation by definition if the government didn't say it. Because governments never lie. Did you know that? They don't even believe that. They only believe leftists' governments don't lie.
What?
If a conservative leader said, if you don't hear it from the government,
What
it is not true,
leftist
how would the
government?
left react? The world, it is a world of lies, but because they own the media, they own the schools, and they own,
No,
in
that's
America,
scary.
one of the two parties, you never hear the other side if that's all you are exposed to. To differ with the left is not necessarily misinformation. What misinformation did we give? Tell us one thing that we said in the film. We don't even say anything. That these two individuals, and by the way, we cite at least 4 more. This is not extremely rare. They claim it is. That's, in my opinion, misinformation. I'll give you an example here. Anyone can easily learn online that less than 1% of all trans people are unsatisfied with their transition, and less than half of those detransition. So I love that. Anyone can easily learn online.
Why does he
Really?
care?
Less than 1% of all trans people are unsatisfied with their transition. Do you believe that? Any of you watching this or listening to this right now?
Who cares, Dennis? Why do you
believe
care?
Less than 1 out of 100 people who have their genitals removed?
Oh my God, why do you care? Why is it any of your business? Freak.
And or replaced, who have their breasts cut off, or who have hormone blockers before they reach adolescence? Only less than 1 in 100 ever regret that?
Yeah, with doctors' help. Oh my God.
Do you believe that? Isn't that obviously overwhelmingly likely to be a lie? But then they say, oh, but this is studies show. Yeah, studies show we should lock kids up for 2 years during COVID.
Lock them up? Interesting
Studies,
choice of
every
words.
time I see studies show now, I assume that I'm about to hear something. There's a 50-50 chance that it is actually accurate. That is what the left has done to studies and to science and academia.
Good.
Studies show, right, 1 out of 100. God. PragerU constantly pushes the misinformation that it's more common than not. It's, by the way, is IT apostrophe S. And does so by
You
taking the words of those who
ambivalent, ambiguous asshole.
do detransition and twist them to be more anti-trans. Twist them. We didn't even say anything. It's just basically the people speaking.
What? All your content is just about attacking people who don't attack you. They're just responding to how hateful you are. Do you understand that, Dennis? Oh my God,
This
I'm
whole
like
thing is a
talking
lie,
to him.
but it doesn't matter. No one at Daily Kos asks,
Hate
am I
him.
telling the truth? They're asking, am I smearing conservatives? That is the only question anyone on the left asks. They don't ask the question, is it true? They haven't since Lenin and the Russian Revolution.
I'm sorry. What? No. Maybe you haven't since Lenin and the... What the...
Liberals often ask, conservatives do. There are liberal liars and conservative liars. I'm not talking about individual liars. As a conviction,
What a
truth is
nut.
not a left-wing value.
What a nut.
Okay, these lies are going to hurt people if they haven't already. Okay, and that's the line here. Okay. Here's another attack on us for this very, very fair and important documentary that we made.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it, Cookie Monster.
Dennis Prager, not Dennis, despite.
LW, this was actually banned from, well, the fireside chats are broadcast now, very censored, like just clips of them, I think, on YouTube. Because they're just so hateful. And they have so much misinformation that I think YouTube can't even keep track of it. But also YouTube doesn't want to let go of how much money this nonprofit is making for them.
If
In
I
my
see
opinion.
DE before Prager, my brain goes to Dennis. Despite PragerU's views and the views of many right-wing groups and politicians that advocate for denying minors access to transition-related care, every major medical association in the country supports and advocates for access to care. That's probably true.
Let's hear it.
And it is the reason I hold those medical groups in contempt.
That's insane. So you want to prevent people from receiving life-saving care.
It is true.
I don't understand people who want to like prevent people from doing things that don't have anything to do with them. Like, I don't get it.
What the left has done to medicine and science, that the American Medical Association
What?
is on record as saying you should not list the sex of a newborn on the birth certificate
What?
because they'll choose what they want to be.
No, that's not true. Sex is different from gender, Dennis.
Later. The American Medical Association, by the way, I think 15% of American doctors are American. Are members of these associations.
15% of American doctors are American. Sorry, I'm going to point out every mistake you make, Dennis.
Remember the AMA.
Oh,
So
the
you think
AMA.
all
Oh,
the
yeah, I
doctors
bet
think
you
that
know
way.
all
They
them.
don't. But most doctors, like most people, are sheep, and they don't fight in their own professions. It's very hard to fight.
What are you, Dennis?
You take a beating on your name, perhaps your livelihood, among your patients. I understand that.
I still can't get over that book behind it that said The Real Anthony Fauci. It's so funny. Like, who cares? Like, I hate Anthony Fauci, but who? Like, we're over it. Like, I'm over it. He's not
People
over
don't
it.
like to fight. So doctors don't fight. But the corruption of the medical profession, these are the people who were for lockdowns, weren't they? These are the people who were
Oh, God.
for
This is getting...
denying people hydroxychloroquine.
We're getting into major, like, YouTube hates this territory, so... I'm going to take a break. I'm going to close this out for the evening. But thank you guys for being here. I missed you. I think it's important to broadcast this kind of thing because a lot of people won't see this. You know, I think it's important to kind of know what's out there and very influential, especially to populations who are just on YouTube, like kids, because PragerU has a kids channel, which is like still under 100K subscribers on YouTube, but I mean, they have a lot of money and like they have a lot of support from the right. So I think it's important to be aware of this shit. And it's really funny to make fun of because Dennis Prager is like the most ridiculous person. The worst grandpa. It's like Satan grandpa.
With zinc or ivermectin, two of the
Stop saying those trigger words.
safest drugs in the world. On the list of the most...
Yeah, I heard Kevin filed for divorce. I really want to know what's going on there, and I don't know if it's a I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. What do you guys think? I wish we could hear. I don't know. I have a feeling that Kevin did that because his lawyer recommended him to do that. What do you think? I mean, I'm sure. I don't know. maybe it's like a, I guess it's a ploy. He's trying to get custody of his kids. It's weird. I don't know. Look at him.
Safe and important drugs in the world of the World Health Organization. And if a doctor said, you know what, you're in early stage of COVID, just take this. I did. I didn't
Oh,
get vaccinated.
you took that, but you didn't get vaccinated. Who cares, Dennis? Honestly, everything he has talked about is just nonsense. Yeah, I think you're right. I would too. I mean, and maybe it was amicable. You can file for divorce. Someone has to file, right? Like one of the two has to file. So maybe it was a mutually agreed upon divorce. Who knows, guys? They've been through, I'm sure they're going through like all kinds of weird, I don't know, like correspondence. I don't know. Yeah, I hope Sherry gets custody of the kids until they're, 18. Very bad for Mormon PR. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. All of this is interesting. I still want to get back into all that. I still have Jodi's book. And I still have Visions of Glory. So we have a lot of fun to keep. Yeah, LW, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if Ruby was like calling Dennis Prager or Jodi knows him or something. I don't know. Who knows? It's weird. Yeah. Well, my dear hamsters, thank you for joining me. I will be back soon, I'm sure. It's been a crazy few months for me, but I'll be getting things streamlined eventually. Please, do trust your medical professionals. Don't go into distortion. Like Dennis and Jodi and Ruby and Kevin, so many of our former friends. I will be back soon. Thank you guys. Over and out. Beep, 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 beep.